Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to AstroEdify. Today we are going to talk about Dhan Yoga, and we will see that what Dhan Yoga actually means, what are the various types of conditions under which this yoga is formed in anyone's horoscope, and what are the results of this particular yoga. This is one of the most prominent yogas in Vedic astrology after Raj Yoga, and one of the most auspicious yogas considered in Vedic astrology. So, what are the various conditions under which this yoga is formed, and what is its true significance? We will understand in this video today. So, first of all, what is Dhan Yoga? The name signifies itself. Dhan in Hindi means wealth. I've made the previous video on wealth through horoscope, and this is just, you can consider it as an extension to it, and we will see that what is particularly Dhan Yoga itself, what are the various conditions. So Dhan means wealth, and this means that this is the yoga for wealth. This is the yoga which is considered for giving wealth to anyone who has this yoga. Now, first of all, let me clarify that this yoga does not mean that you are going to be billionaire, you are going to be multimillionaire. This does not mean that. This means that you are going to have that certain amount of money in which you will be able to fulfill your desires, and you will be able to live with all sorts of luxuries what you want in life. This does not mean that you want a Rolls Royce or a 7-bedroom or a 10-bedroom bungalow. This does not mean that. This means that what is necessary for you and what you have in mind, that you will be able to fulfill, that all the materialistic desires that you have, that you can fulfill. Dhan Yoga means that, nothing else. For billionaire and multimillionaire, the yogas are different. Surely they have Dhan Yoga, but I am talking in general sense today. What most of the common people have, not the, I'm not dealing with the extraordinary charts here. I'm not talking about Bill Gates. I'm not talking about Warren Buffett. Okay, I am just talking about a normal man who want to live his life with all sorts of luxuries, which he can be able to fulfill through his efforts. And what are the yogas responsible for that? We will discuss about that. So this yoga means wealth yoga, and Dhan Yoga, Dhan is the Hindi term for wealth. Now let's see that what are the main houses which are responsible for wealth, which are responsible for Dhan Yoga. So first of all, there are 5 houses that are first house, second house, fifth house, ninth house, and 11th house. Okay, these are the 5 houses which are considered mainly for wealth. Why? Because first house is you yourself. You yourself, how much money you can gain, that is seen through the first house. Second house is your finances. Second house is your accumulated wealth. Fifth house is your windfall gains. Okay, fifth house is the 7th house from 11th house. Fifth house is 7th from 11th. So 11th house is your wishes, desires and gains, and 5th house is your windfall gains, is your sudden gains. That is 5th house. Then ninth house is 11th from 11th and 5th from 5th. That's why ninth house is considered, and ninth house is also known as Lakshmi Sthan. Lakshmi Sthan means the place for wealth. That's why. And 11th house, all we know, is the house of desires, house of wishes, house of materialistic gains. So these are the 5 houses which are which form Dhan Yoga. And let's see that what are the various conditions under which this certain yoga forms. This yoga forms when the lords of these houses which I have told you, that is the first house, second house, 5th house, 9th house and 11th house, when the lords of these houses, any of the lords of these houses are sitting together, that is they are in conjunction, or they are in sign exchange with each other, that is forming a parivartan yoga, and or the planet which is ruling certain house is sitting into the other wealth house. I'll give you the examples now. First of all, of conjunction. For example, take Libra ascendant. Libra ascendant, the 11th house is of the 11th house lord is Sun, and the second house lord is Mars. So 7th, 11th and 2nd lord if are in conjunction, that is Sun and Mars are in conjunction, then this yoga forms. Okay, or for example, for Libra ascendant, if Venus, which is the ruler of the first house, and Mercury, which is the ruler of the 9th house, are sitting together, then this yoga forms. Okay, and this yoga is more prominent if it is forming in the Dhan yoga houses. For example, the first lord or the 9th lord, in this case like Venus and Mercury, are sitting together in the 9th house. This is the yoga, this is the more powerful Dhan yoga, because this is the conjunction of the two houses, two lords which are ruling Dhan houses, and this conjunction is again occurring in the Dhan house itself. So this is more prominent. Further, conjunction is also more prominent, no matter it is occurring in which house, but it is also very prominent. Then the other thing which the next thing is sign placement. For example, your for Libra ascendant, like Sun is the 11th lord and Mars is the second lord. If they are in sign exchange, this means they are in Parivartan Yoga. For example, Mars is sitting in the 11th house and Sun is sitting in the second house. This means that Sun and Mars are now in sign exchange, now in Parivartan Yoga. This also forms Dhan Yoga. And the last one is when the planet which is ruling this Dhan houses, wealth houses, is sitting into another wealth house. For example, for Libra ascendant, Mars, which rules the second house, is sitting in the 11th house, or is sitting in the 9th house, or is sitting in the first house, or sitting in the 5th house. This means that this yoga is forming. This means that Dhan yoga is forming in the person's horoscope. So these are the various conditions under which this yoga forms. Now, while analyzing the conjunction, you have to see that what are the degrees of the planets. The more they are close, more the tight will be the conjunction, more powerful it will become. Okay, now see the sign also, in which sign it is occurring. For example, if the planet, both the planets are for example, for Libra ascendant, again Sun and Mars are together. Okay, and the conjunction is occurring in the 7th house, in which Sun is excelled, Mars is in its own house, in its own Mool Trikona Rashi. This forms a Dhan Yoga, and a very powerful Dhan Yoga, because now the sign also is giving more strength to the planets. The house itself giving strength, the conjunction is itself giving strength, and now the sign is also giving more and more power to the conjunction, more and more power to the planets. So this yoga becomes more and more powerful depending on the sign placement, depending on the house placement. And for house placement, you have to see that the house in which the Dhan yoga is occurring, through that house the results will be given. This means that through that house, the things related to that house, through that house you will get your income, you will get your Dhan, you will get your wealth. For example, Mars for Libra ascendant is the ruler of the second house. Okay, it is sitting in the 7th house, for example, or 9th house, say it is sitting in the 9th house. So 9th house, what it signifies higher education. Person can be professor, person can be a teacher, person can be a guru, person can be a spiritualist or a religious teacher, okay, or a religious speaker. So this shows that what will be the method through which you will gain your Dhan, through which you will gain your wealth in life. Okay, and similarly you have to see for other placements. In anyone's horoscope, there can be more number of Dhan yogas, not just one. One can be there, but more than one can also exist. So more the number of Dhan yogas, more the chart is having the combinations for attaining wealth. Okay, now you also have to see the nature of the planet. What is the nature of the planet? Okay, so depending on the nature, depending on the sign, and depending on the house, you will judge that what will be your method of gaining that amount of wealth and how much wealth you will be able to attain in that time period. Okay, now this is the thing which you have to see in Lagna chart. Now we also have to consider the D9 chart. If D9 chart is also having Dhan yogas, you have to apply the similar rules. No differences there. You just have to see these Dhan yogas are existing in the D9 chart also or not. If they are occurring in the D9 chart also, this means that after your middle age you are going to have wealth also, and the strength depends varies from Lagna chart to D9 chart. So you will see, I have seen in many cases that people who have Dhan yogas very prominent in their Lagna chart but not so prominent and not so strengthened in their D9 chart suffer some financial problems after middle ages. Or the reverse is also the case. People are having the very least amount of Dhan yogas in their main birth chart, but in D9 chart there are a number of Dhan yogas and very powerful Dhan yogas. This means that after the age of 32 or 35 they are able to attain much amount of wealth through their efforts, much amount of gains through their investments. Okay, so this is, you have to see what is the condition of the planets or the yoga Dhan yogas in the D9 chart, because D9 chart is very important. And the first and foremost thing which you have to see before analyzing the Dhan yoga in your chart is the condition of moon and the condition of the first house lord, that is your ascendant lord. If these two things are not in good position, if they are ill placed, no matter how much Dhan yoga, how much powerful Dhan yoga you have, you will never be able to attain so much wealth. Even if you will be attaining that, you will never be able to use it properly or save it. Because if moon is distorted, if ascendant lord is ill placed, then the person generally suffers money problems, especially in saving money. The expenditure will be very much very high, and for that you check out the house in which they are sitting, what is the condition of the moon and what is the condition of the first house lord. So before analyzing the Dhan yoga, you see the condition of the moon and condition of the ascendant lord. Because sometimes people say that I have this Dhan yoga, very powerful Dhan yoga, even though I am running through the time period of this Dhan yoga, but still I am not getting it. Still I am not getting any money. The reason behind it, the condition of the moon. The reason behind is the condition of the Lagna lord, ascendant lord. If these two things are distorted, if these two things are ill placed, they will not be able to give you money in your lifetime. They will not help you in saving money. Okay, and they will increase your expenditure. So you first have to see the conditions of both of these things. Now for the fructification of this yoga, you have to see when you are going through the Mahadasha, Antardasha, Pratyantar Dasha or Sukshma Dasha of these planets which are creating this yoga. For example, for Libra ascendant, Sun and Mars, Sun Mahadasha and Mars Antardasha is going on, and Sun and Mars are in conjunction in the 9th house. So this means that this is a very powerful Dhan yoga. So the timing of its fructification will be Sun Mahadasha or Mars Antardasha, or reverse can also be the case, Mars Mahadasha or Sun Antardasha. Okay, so you have to see that what will be the time period. For that, check what will be the Antardasha, when will be the Mahadasha, when will be the Sukshma Dasha. On the basis of that, you check out. And you also have to see the transits. I'm not going in detail right now about transits, because transits play a very vital role in attaining wealth. Okay, they are just like the combinations which are, you just like play chess. Okay, your chart is a lock and transits are the key which form a key when they are in right position. All the planets trigger themselves and the lock is opened. This is how transits work. So transits are also important, especially of Jupiter and Saturn. These two transits are very important. So you also have to see the transits, but if you are seeing the Mahadasha and Antardasha, it will be okay. Now the other thing, when this yoga forms is through planets also. There are 3 planets. First, check the condition of the moon and placement of the ascendant lord. If they are in good position, then check out the condition of the 3 planets. If these 3 planets, which I am going to tell you, if are situated in 2nd house, 11th house or 9th house, or not 1st and 5th, but 2nd, 11th and 9th house, they give very good results, and they are Venus, Rahu and Jupiter. If Venus, Rahu and Jupiter are sitting in these 3 houses in good signs, this means that person will never face wealth problems in his life. If it is in good sign, person will be able to get wealth throughout his life, and he will be able to make use of it, because there are certain people that who just need to attain money. They have a tendency just to accumulate the wealth. They will not use it. They will not fulfill any desires of themselves. They just need to hoard that money. And there are other people who have wealth and they make utilization of it. They live their life to the fullest. So that is the difference. And this difference is created with the placement of these 3 planets. And if these 3 planets are placed in these houses, you will get wealth and you will be able to live a life of luxuries. Because these planets give you the wealth, but they will not help you in holding. They will help you in making proper utilization of your money. Rahu and Venus in 11th or 2nd house create an expenditure yoga, where these people will be having money in their lives, but they will spend it also, and in huge amounts, because expenditure will be huge of these people, but they will live their life what they wanted to lead. So Rahu and Venus and Jupiter, if these 3 planets, any of these 3 planets are sitting in the 2nd house, 11th house or 9th house, 1st house and 5th house are also considered prominent, but not so prominent in comparison to these 3. So if they are sitting in these houses, this also gives you wealth. This also gives you Dhana Yoga. But see the sign placement of these planets. If Venus is excelled, if Rahu is sitting in, for example, in 11th house in the sign of Virgo, that is a very good sign for Rahu. If Rahu is sitting in sign of Virgo or in the sign of Jaimini in the 11th house, it gives humongous amounts of wealth. But do not judge by my statement, and do not comment it that I have this and I am not able to get so much amount of money. I am telling you the basic general combinations. This does not signify that you are going to be multi-millionaire and billionaire. For just by the placement of Rahu and Venus, this does not mean that your financial life is going to be better or very much extraordinary. It is not like that. For that, check out the conditions of other planets in your horoscope also. Do not just go by the statement. Okay, this statement will add on to the condition if the other combinations are good. If other combinations are bad, then this will not give you such upliftment. Okay, so first analyze the previous things and then go for these things. So what I am telling you is applicable when you are having good combinations regarding moon and ascendant lord and other Dhana Yogas of these houses in your birth chart. Okay, now through Jaimini astrology also Dhana Yoga is considered, and that occurs when your Atma Karak and Amatya Karak, these are the two Karaks in Jaimini astrology. So Atma Karak and Amatya Karak, when are sitting together in your D9 chart or your main birth chart, they create a Raj Yoga or a Dhana Yoga. Okay, so they create both of these, either a Raj Yoga or a Dhana Yoga. It is generally considered both of them because both of the Karaks are highly auspicious Karaks in with respect to Jaimini astrology. So through Jaimini astrology you can also see. So these are the various conditions which you have to see that what will be the conditions, what will be the situations for Dhan Yoga. Okay, so these are the various things which you have to see when you are analyzing Dhan Yoga or the wealth yoga in your horoscope. So this was my view on Dhan Yoga, and if you are new to my channel, subscribe below. If you have if you want to learn more, you can check on my Facebook and Twitter page. Otherwise, we will meet in the next video with some more curious topics. Till then, goodbye and thank you.